to validate the laws. Because the laws predate.
All right, I am indeed going live and getting out of here because I got to get to work. We are going to do a quick and simple thing. Here we go. All right, we're going to look at the trade we made last week, which you'll see is not there, the EMR that we got last week. Now, this is still here because it's
and of course,
it's a 27 call for January 27th. So,
that's demonic.
Still waiting on that one. It's currently up a little bit. I bought it for 73 cents.
Whatever is inside that seed is the only thing.
I went, see here, where'd I go? Oh, I got it for 73 cents. It's now worth 75 cents, but it's got a whole year. So we're just looking for that one to go up. And I don't have time to talk about that. Emerson is the trade that we did last week. We bought it. Let's go over here and look at what we did with that trade. EMR. We bought the stock for $131. That made it a $13,000 trade. And we took $130, which made it $130 that we received, so that we ultimately paid a little under $131 for the trade. And now if we go down here at the end, yeah, this thing is from the bottom to the top, or top to the bottom, whatever. So if we look at our last transaction, we spent $130 or $13,000 ultimately for the trade. Then we got $13,200 back in 3 days. So we look at that. I'm about to pull up my calculator here. Got a calculator here. So we look at the price that we paid, which is the 130. I'm not sure why I had that number in there. But let's look at it this way. We spent 1,300 or 13,056 for it, right? And we divide that number, or what we got, 13,200. I think that's right. I may be off on that. No, it's not 98 cents. It's the 13.3 that we got. So, well, the difference. It's all going to get better as I get used to doing this every day, but I'm trying to hurry here. So we took 13.2 minus the 13,056. That's our profit, $144. We take that profit, 144, and divide that by the initial spend. But we don't even need to do that because we can look at that spend and know that we spent 13,000. 13,000 times 1% is 130. So that's a little more than 1% that we got for the 3 days. Now our only task is to go back to our watch list. And these are not all stocks that we would use because we don't have $100,000 to work with. Knowing that we don't have $100,000 to work with, I'm only using smaller trades, but having to find them that are ripe and ready. So rather than don't go too far because it goes. All right, so that one is just not in the 2 days to the upside yet, although it looks good. That one's already at a high. We don't want that because that'll end you up in a situation like I got with Bull, where I was. Okay, this one looks like it might be. Okay, so this is one we're going to look at for later in the week because another day up, or the direction up. You can look at that and see that's on the way down. Procter & Gamble is on the bottom. Oh, that's at a high. You can see it. We just did that one. And sometimes you can do it the next week. I didn't look at it that closely. This is down at the bottom also. Colgate. J&J, Johnson & Johnson, that's at a high. That's Coca-Cola. There we go. There's one that's, I don't know if I keep doing it. There. Okay. So this one's gone up, down, up. It's back at a low that it was at previously. If we look at, let's close the watch list just because I want to go, I got to get going. We can see, yeah, that it's still got an upward trend to it, although there is a gap there after the 30 days that we don't. So that's a possibility. Okay, let me try one more look. That's the one I want to see is the last 30 days. It's too high. Alright, Foden, Lowe's, 13. They're all type Hormel. I've used Hormel before. I think I'm going back to Coke because we're only talking about a few days. And we do have our safety mechanism in place, which is that there will be a dividend of 51 cents if we get stuck with it. And if it doesn't turn right today, we can hope for, or we can see a case for a bounce, even if it drops a little bit before within a couple of weeks. So what we will look for here is the chain, the options chain. There it is. And for this week, not covered, single. So we can see what they're paying for. It is currently $70.25 for 71. And again, you can look at this and go, I'm going to spend 7,100 times 0.01 is 1%. $71 is, so the 70 would actually be closer to the actual numbers. So we're going to look at that and we're going to look at what the covered stock would be for that 70 would cost us $69.74. And then on Friday, we'll get that 75 cents, which is, or no, that would only be 25 cents. It's not quite 1%. So it just doesn't, the numbers don't do it this week. And it's different at different times. And that's your mother letting me know that I am late. So sometimes you don't get to make a trade. Yes, dear, I'm on my way up. All right, bye. All right, yeah, that's it. Sometimes you don't get to make a trade. And we'll look for it again tomorrow. And like last week, we got it on a Wednesday, so it's indeed possible. But 1%. And that is how I was able to make my account grow, was 1% week after week after week. Sometimes not getting 1%, but still moving. and then getting more than 1% many times, and then getting distracted by things that are juicier. What's the point? I made 1% in 3 days. So stop chasing the shiny objects. You have one. All right. Let's stick with the program. See you tomorrow.